Rise and shine, it's Merle Card Time and Dan, the great curator. It's another episode live stream between two slabs. Good evening, folks. Everybody on the East Coast to the West Coast. Dan's got his drink going on right now. Dan, what are you drinking, buddy?
This is bourbon.
Oh, it looks good. Is it good? Tastes good? It looks good?
Kidding. It's iced tea. It's iced tea.
Oh, it's iced tea.
I don't
Cracker
drink
Barrel? Is it sweet iced tea?
Or... Look at that.
Is it sweet iced tea or just unsweet?
Yeah, it's a little bit sweet.
Okay. I really thought you had bourbon there. You had me fooled.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be one of those nights, dude.
No.
Woo.
Lots to talk about this week. I've had a lot on my mind since the last time we did this last week. So
right. And you have been texting me all week about new products and all kinds of other things going on. So I can't wait to talk about it tonight.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things going on the last week here. So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about some of these new products that have been coming out here.
Oh, yes.
I'm super excited for, because they send me like screenshots of the boxes when they're, to ask me my opinions about new releases. And a couple of them came out this week that I thought were very interesting. Number one is I'm going to talk about, we're going to go to wrestling. Okay. AEW Metal. Upper Deck has a license for that. So they're going to make a metal series very similar to Spider-Man Metal.
Meaning there will be PMGs and jambalayas?
I don't know about jambalayas, but I mean, there's got to be PMGs in there, right? Like PMGs and metal are synonymous with each other. So they have to have PMG in there, which I think if they do, that will be very interesting to me, because like the PMG brand has had a resurgence this year, I would say, with all the Marvel PMGs that are coming out and Spider-Man PMGs, and now people are chasing those championship PMGs with the new Jordan and all the other athletes and things like that.
Oh, it's called Champions. That's got a lot of the goats, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. It's called like
I think it is Champions.
Metal Champions or Metal Championship, but it's got like all these miscellaneous athletes in it, like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Chloe Kim,
Gretzky, Serena Williams,
golf, tennis people, all sorts of different athletes. I haven't opened a box. I'm not interested in any of that stuff. Although there are some cool like miscellaneous athletes in there that I think would be really interesting for like a PMG, because I am a PMG collector. So I think like a Chloe Kim would be really cool. The Tiger Woods retro PMG is awesome. I don't like the new PMG designs that they have. And actually, let's just talk about.
You don't like the new ones that have the Spider-Man?
No, on this championship PMG.
Oh, you saw them and you didn't like them.
Yeah. Can somebody tell us what the set is called? Because I don't want to quote the wrong set if it's not called Championship. I think it's called like Champions or Championship, something like that.
So, because I got the email flash last week as well.
So let me finish my point on PMGs. Then I'm going to go into a rant about why I don't like that Championship set, and then I'm going to circle it back to AEW and why I'm excited for that. Okay.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah. So
I love wrestling in AEW.
The PMGs have had definitely a resurgence this year. They've been definitely pumping out a lot of those type of cards in these different sets, which I love. I love the PMG look. Oh, Charles said it's called Champion Universe. That's what it's called. Champion.
Yes.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, so I love seeing all the PMGs. I think it's great because it brings more exposure to that brand of card, which I think helps people, go back and they chase the older cards, which brings value to those things. So I love seeing that stuff. But I don't like this Champions Universe set because I feel like they milk the PMGs too much. They've got like a new version of a PMG, which looks like this crazy periodic table type looking card. It's got all these different patterns on it, which I don't particularly care for.
Is that what that is? Weird. Yeah. Okay.
So there's that, right?
And they looking at it right now.
They do this with the hockey cards. They have like different hockey PMGs that don't look like the classic version of the PMGs that we all love. So like the classic version is like the 1997 version of basketball that came out. It has it's very simple. It's all metallic design and has like a very, very simple minimalistic like border underneath that says the name, right? But over the years, they've released different versions of PMGs that have like more color to them and different patterns and things like that. So that's what this Champions universe has. It has like a new version of a PMG, which looks weird to me. And then they have the classic version, which I love, looks great. Okay. But here's what really bends my corner about that set. They mess with the colors and they mess with the numbers. Okay.
Ooh.
So historically, PMGs, like a green PMG, which everybody chases the green PMGs because they're supposed to be numbered to like 10. They're like low numbers.
Okay.
Right. And the next PMG would be like blue, but not all sets have a blue, which are numbered to 50. Then the next set is that is like 100. Right. Sometimes it's like 150 in different sets. But this set, they changed it. They changed the green to 100. And then they changed the I forget what the reds are like out of 25 or something. I don't know. There's some different color that's numbered to like 25 and lower than that. But it's crazy because somebody pulled the Jordan PMG. It's numbered out of 100, and then they listed it on eBay for a ridiculous amount, like over $400,000.
Yeah. Did they get it?
I don't think they know. I don't think they know because they must think it's super rare. Because if it's out of 100, it's not as rare as what the other ones are, right? So, anyways, that really bends my corner. That whoever designed that set, I don't think they were thinking it through. Whoever was the designer at Upper Deck, I don't know why they got to mess with the colors. We in the hobby, we like consistency, right? We don't like things to be messed up. We don't like change. Right. We like innovation. We like new things, but we don't like things that we've become accustomed to be changed up on us, right? Because green is supposed to be like the most rare one to find, and now green is like the common version. So that annoys me about that set. But other than that, I think it's cool. I mean, and also whoever picked the picture of Jordan for the PMG, oof, man, that's like the worst picture you could pick of Jordan.
Is that what Adrian's saying? Jordan's wearing a YMCA jersey?
Yeah. So people who don't know that jersey, that's from like Scottie Pippen's charity basketball game in the 90s. Because I looked it up. I was curious about it. I was like, what is that jersey? It looks like it's photoshopped, but that's actually a jersey that he wore during Scottie Pippen's like charity basketball game in the 90s. And of all the pictures they could pick, they had to pick that one. And then of that particular jersey, they had to pick one of him like dribbling a ball. Like they couldn't have him dunking. They couldn't have him like standing with his arms on his hips looking all heroic. They just had to have this weird picture of him dribbling the ball. So yeah, I think that was a total miss. And this is the first
week.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first Jordan PMG in like 10 years that they've come out with, because they came out with the retro ones, which will look really cool. I love the retro ones in the UNC jersey. Yeah, and one of them has him dunking the ball and stuff like that, so it looks really cool. But yeah, they totally messed up on that one. That's just my opinion. The Tiger Woods, though, the one that they did for Tiger Woods looks great.
Okay.
That's the second time Tiger Woods has had his PMG. So that's pretty significant in my book. But that Jordan, they totally dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, well, they don't have to deal with teams with Tiger Woods where they have to with the NBA with Jordan, and they're not licensed. But they do have the license for UNC.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they have it anymore, but they did back in 2013 when they released the retro series. But yeah, so I wish they could have done a little bit better job with that. I think a lot of people are chasing that set, chasing those PMGs, thinking that they're going to be super valuable, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I do notice there are jambalayas in this set as well.
Oh, and those don't even get me started on those jambalayas.
Those even worse.
Terrible. Like they just, oh my God, they use like these people in these in like like somebody said YMCA clothes, right? Like workout clothes. The pictures that they used on that jambalaya set is terrible, in my opinion. But that whole set really bends my corner because I think that was a huge miss for me. Anyways, circling back, talking about AEW, I hope that they do AEW metal correctly. I hope that they have PMGs in there and that the colors and the numbers align with what they've done in the past, so that there's, so we know what's valuable, right? It should be green, should be the rarest. Green, blue, red. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. If they want, they can add a fourth color I've seen them add purple. I've seen them add bronze. They can do that, but I don't think they need to do anything else. And I hope that they just stay with the retro design because I think that's what a lot of people want to see. Because I will definitely be buying like an MJF PMG.
Hey, me too, man.
It looks good. If it looks good.
Wardlow, Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow
So many.
AEW that much, but I like MJF. I think
Yeah.
I think that guy's like the next big thing in all wrestling for the next 10 years. So I will definitely be buying his cards if they look good. But I don't know. Maybe who else?
I think
AEW
Jade Cargill will too in women's.
She's interesting. You know, that girl, she looks crazy. Like she looks like Charlotte, right? Like she's got the body of a
She's super muscular, but there's this hotness about her too. She's kind of sexy.
She's got the look. I don't know if she can work though. Is she a good wrestler?
Yeah, she's a very good wrestler. That's why she's the
what about
TNT
her
women's champion, whatever it is. Her promos are getting much better.
Yeah.
You know, she's got an entourage with her. I mean, she's been switched in and out with like a couple managers.
Okay.
And then that last guy that came from the NXT has now, I don't know why he left her, but now he's with, MJF and he's started his, crew now.
Okay. All right.
That's got Big Cass or whatever, Morrissey.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we'll see
I think that'd be a cool one.
There's a lot of potential. A lot of prospects.
There's like 3 to 5 guys in AEW that I would definitely very much be interested in getting their PMGs if they come out with that. So hopefully that set comes out. Hopefully it's good. Somebody just showed me a screenshot of it. I haven't found it for pre-order yet. So if anybody knows when the release date on that is, let me know.
Like I said, I thought Spectrum was already supposed to be out months ago.
Yeah.
I don't think they've had product all year. They've just had that, inaugural set, and that was it, which was kind of weak. But I guess for the first time, they just want to test the waters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not interested in any of those other products. I think they look crappy to me.
Yeah, they were.
But metal would be really cool. And then I'd love to see like a high-end product for that, like Exquisite or Black Diamond or something crazy, that like high-end stuff, on card autos and things like that.
I know, me too.
So that's really nice. Yeah, so that's an interesting release. The other release that I am very much excited about, very much interested and excited about, is
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh man, if they came out with that, I'd be all over that too. Whoever has a license for that, I wonder. But Star Wars Galaxy.
Oh my goodness.
Series 2, guys. Star Wars
Series
Galaxy
2.
Chrome Series 2. This is what has put me, Merlin, on the map last year. Is
it really happening, Dan?
Is our promotion of the Galaxy Chrome series. That's what people know us for now, guys. And now they're coming out with Series 2. A lot of mystery going around this set because somebody sent me, I think it's like Cardboard Connection or something like that. They posted an article about it.
Right.
They say the release is October 26th, but I can't find any pre-orders for it. Yeah, that's soon. That's like in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But I can't find any pre-orders for it. I can't find a checklist for it. So it's very mysterious in terms of, the details around it. But
have you contacted our friends who handle wax? And what do they say?
I put my feelers out. I contacted all my people, and nobody knows anything about it.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of hype around it. I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I can make a lot of money on it and blah, blah, blah. And there's going to be like breakers ripping those boxes like crazy.
Breakers, flippers, everything.
First week. And depending on the checklist, they might not be wrong, to be honest. They might not be wrong because it's very possible every card in that set is going to be amazing looking, right? And if they follow the same pattern as they did for Series 1, where they have different parallels and different parallel refractors and things like that, I think it's going to be a crazy set to chase down for sure. Man. But it depends on the price. Hopefully people don't get super greedy with it when they release it. If it hovers around like $200 to $400 range, I think that's doable for sure. If it goes beyond that, that's going to be tough.
I see it going beyond that because of the hype.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. If it's in that like Spider-Man range where it's like $600, $700 a box, that's gonna make it tough. But we'll have to see what happens, I guess. But I'm very excited for
And I
that.
also saw they're adding like variations as well.
Like
The
what?
cards like black and white versions.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
a new to the set, which wasn't in the last one.
Okay, that'll be really cool. I think that'll be interesting to see. What it depends on what cards they pick, though.
Yeah.
But that'll be very cool. I think it's going to put a lot of interest on Series One. So people who are holding on to Series One boxes and cards like that, I think they're going to be there's going to be a lot of attention back on those. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a shit show probably for the first couple weeks as people start pulling stuff, and whoever pulls the first superfractor and puts it right on eBay, those things are gonna go crazy for sure.
We've got new superfractors to look forward to.
Yes.
Gotta grab me another one since I've sold all mine.
Yeah.
You keep picking on me.
You need to get back in the superfractor club for sure.
I'll do it.
So that's going to be very interesting. So keep your eyes on that, guys. I personally, I'll be getting a case of that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, so those are the big new releases that have come out this week. Any thoughts on any of those?
Oh, I just want to get some. You make me so excited. I mean, it's two of them, things I definitely love the most right now.
Yeah.
Wrestling and Star Wars.
Yeah. And like I've been ripping a lot of boxes lately. I've been losing a lot of money, guys, to be honest.
Why you open up so many boxes, Dan?
I don't know. I feel like I'm on like this. I've got this itch for ripping boxes right now. In my mind, I justify it by saying, "Oh, I'm going to do it, on Instagram, and it's for the content. It's for me to get more followers, right? And all this stuff." In my mind, that's how I justify it. But really, I just think I have like this gambling itch to rip boxes right now. But it's getting very expensive, man.
And what have you been opening up?
I opened up 3 boxes of Star Wars or Mandalorian Chrome.
Okay, how'd you do?
Boxes. I got crap.
Yeah, mine was okay as well.
I got 2 autos of the same person, the comms officer.
Oh God, yeah, I got like a glorified featured extra guy too.
God. Yeah,
it's probably like $5 autograph.
I was gonna I usually give these things away, or I sell them for like $5 or whatever. But I'm gonna start keeping my terrible pools. I'm gonna call it the Hall of Shame of pools, and I'm just gonna keep these pools on my desk. And I'm going to look at them periodically from time to time to remind me of why we should not be ripping boxes, because it's a terrible waste of money. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. I don't think I'm going to stop, to be honest. I think I'm going to still rip boxes.
But I did pull a kick-ass sketch card though.
Of what?
Out of it. You want to see it?
Star Wars?
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, that's cool.
It's a Beskar shaped sketch card.
Yeah,
Baby Yoda.
That's cool.
Let's see, it's back here.
What's that shape supposed to be? IG-88?
A Beskar, it says. It's a Beskar edition.
That's what the set is called, Beskar.
Yeah, it's an insert a sketch card.
But
the Beskar sketch card edition.
That die cut, that's supposed to be like...
You have a Beskar, don't you?
I think that's IG-88's head. That's what that is.
No, it says it's a... Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, then okay. Then what's a Beskar?
That's what they call the set, I think.
Okay.
Because it's chrome,
But there's a bunch of these shaped like that.
Yeah, I think they're all shaped like that. I wonder why they do it that way. I don't know. Does that do anything for you? They have a die cut sketch card of IG-88's head?
Sure. I thought it was that thing that you have. I thought that was that thing you hold, that compartment you hold things in.
No, that's called a Camtono case.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I thought that's what it was.
That's a Camtono case. But yeah, I wonder why they do that die cut stuff. It just seems. I'd rather have the artist have a full square card so that they can draw more on it, right?
It does kind of look like IG-88's head, isn't it?
It is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now. I thought it was like some kind of weird vase or something.
Yeah. Or IG-11. Somebody says IG-11. Whatever. One of those
something.
IG guys.
You let us know.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing. Ripping boxes. I do it for. It's interesting.
Dan, I'll be right back. I have to go help Maverick. My dog just got his he got neutered today, so I gotta help him upstairs. I'll be right back, folks.
All right, I'm gonna take it over from here. I might go to some comments real quick here, but let me go to some comments until Merlin comes back here. Okay, let's say hi to some people here. Raymond Ching, what's up? CV Sports Cards, what's up, Adrian? Ed Ram from H Town, Houston. Okay, Next Level Collecting, what's up? Charles, he's been missing in action. He says, what's up? Let's see here. Big John, Collector Cards. Leo Salas, he's got an interesting comment here. Word from Dave Meltzer: AEW might do their February pay-per-view in SF Bay Area. Okay, that's cool. Let's see here. City by the Bay. WWE Select was nice, but wrestling in general isn't selling well. I mean, it's still. I think wrestling is still a very niche area. The wrestling collectors, they buy that stuff up. So I mean, the sales that I've been seeing are pretty healthy for wrestling, but I don't think it's mainstream or anything. So I think you have just manage your expectations around that. Let's see here. Ed Ram says the purple PMGs are one of one. That's correct. I don't like purple being one of one because I feel like they should keep gold one of one because they used to do gold one of one for the Marvel PMGs and they looked amazing. The purples, they don't really hit the same way, in my opinion. So I wish they would change that. Let's see here. Let's see. Joe Champine. After watching multiple content creators with Dallas content, are we just in another quick flip stage in the hobby? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, like quick flip. I mean, I think people are always flipping in the hobby. I just feel like maybe a couple things. I feel like we have a lot of activity going on, a lot of big shows and a lot of big sales, big expectations around all these different things, but maybe the hobby isn't growing to sustain that type of activity. And the people that are involved in it full time, such as myself, Merlin, and all those other guys that you watched, all the content creators, maybe it's just like it's getting a little stale, in my opinion. What can change that? I don't know. Maybe just more a new influx of people in the hobby could help. But it's a tough time in the economy right now, where maybe not a lot of people are looking to get into a hobby where they have to spend a lot of money. So that could be a thing. But I don't know. I'd have to talk about I'd have to talk about with the other people that do that stuff to kind of see what their thoughts are. But my opinion is I just think that maybe things are a little bit stale right now because there's just a lot of big shows going on and there's not much breathing time. There's not much time to recoup in between these big shows. So that's kind of my opinion about that.
All right.
Everything okay?
Yeah, he's got his big cone on. He got neutered and also got like his belly button hernia thing taken care of too. So he's all sedated right now.
Right. Well, we hope Maverick feels better.
Yes, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't also strain myself either because I had my second procedure today, and it was this one hurt more than the first one 2 weeks ago.
All right.
So I'm also recovering as well. So my girlfriend has 2 boys she's got to take care of tonight after this. So next question.
All right. So we were getting to some of these comments here, but I want to talk about something else that's been on my mind lately.
What is it, Dan?
How crazy is the football season and all the football QB speculators out there right now? Like it blew my mind over what happened over the weekend where I don't know if you were following this, but like Trey Lance got injured.
I know my poor buddy who's been trying to get me to sell his one of one Trey Lance.
So
off the shelf that for the next year.
The QB for the 49ers gets injured in a game.
Yes.
And oh my God, his cards tanked like 50% the next day. People selling off his cards. And then so there's that one extreme on the really bad side. And on the good side, I guess quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts and Tua, let's use Tua for example.
Tua's looking great.
Yeah, like people
Jalen Hurts, both of them.
You could not give away Tua cards a couple months ago. People hated this guy. Now people are trying to buy up his cards like he's the next Tom Brady or something, It's crazy. It's crazy,
Yeah.
the amount of speculation that happens in football markets, and it makes me scratch my head that people are spending so much money on these QBs, and it's really a huge gamble because if they have a bad game, their price goes down. If they get hurt and their season's over, forget about it.
And it
If
just
they
takes
have a
one
good game,
time.
yeah, if they have a good game, the price goes up, and it's such a crazy. It's like playing like Russian roulette every week with these investments that people are making, and you and me, we've been seeing a lot of football activity at the last couple of shows that we go to, right? Everybody's buying up football, football, football. That's like the talk of the town right now. So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just too much of a dangerous game for me to play in that field. That's why I never really got into football myself. I like it, I watch it. I just don't buy those cards because it's just too volatile with how people are playing that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's dangerous, especially with the rise of the hobby market. A few years ago, I mean, when you used to be able to buy, rookie quarterbacks or rookies at a very affordable price, but then during the pandemic, everything went sky high. The boxes got sky high, so someone like Herbert or Hertz or Mac Jones or anything became more expensive than it cost buying a Josh Allen or a Mahomes rookie card.
It's
And
just
that's kind of scary. I don't want to buy someone who hasn't really proven themselves. They haven't only been in the NFL for a year or two, and you're going to pay more for than someone who's more settled in, who's been in more playoff games.
yeah, I just don't
Scary.
understand what the mindset of these people are when they're buying these cards. Like I'm looking at some of the sales on Trey Lance cards right now. I'm using the Market Movers app. That's a free plug, guys. Check that out. I'm looking at some of these things, and I'm looking like his Color Blast PSA 10, for example. It sold. Let's see here. On August 24th. That's like a month ago. August 24th, his Color Blast PSA 10
Mm-hmm.
sold for $8,600. Okay. And then the next sale on September 14th, $69.50. So in one month, this dude lost a lot of value in that card. For
Yeah,
what?
and he didn't even have a really good first game either. They
Yeah, he just
lost their
played one
first
game.
game.
He played
Yeah,
one game
and they lost.
and they sold it off like that. I mean, gosh, I wish. Oh man, it just seems like such a shame that these people are playing this game. I mean, I played this game too when I first got back into the hobby. I was doing the same thing. I was speculating on all the young guys, and something bad happened. We had to move out of the card and things like that. But I've learned that that's just not a healthy way to kind of be in the hobby. You know what I mean? To move in and out of cards like that and just take huge losses like this.
Yeah, that's a huge gamble. I'd rather take someone who's a little more established
Yeah.
quarterback or a goat. I mean, I read $8,600. I'd rather buy 8 $1,000 Brady rookies.
Yeah, and to be
With
clear,
that.
it's not like the guy who bought it at $8,600. He sold it immediately.
Right.
I doubt that happened, but we know when you play the comp game, it's very difficult to to kind of get off of a bad comp unless there's a new one that comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at another one, right? Another for his Prism Autograph Silver, and on 9/12, so that's like 8 days ago,
Okay.
$795, 8 days ago. Okay. Then 9/15, that's 5 days ago, 550. And then 9/16, 515. So it just keeps going down. It's terrible, man. So
And Panini overproduced way more cards than usual in the past years.
that's another conversation to have about
So,
how many rookie cards there are and things like that of what people buy. But man, if you're not a true collector, then you're getting burned in this QB market right now because a lot of these guys are not performing the way that people expected them to perform.
mhm.
Joe Burrow, Mac Jones, all these guys.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's looking really in the dumpster right
Yeah,
now.
it's just it's a dangerous game to play football. That's why I don't do it.
I mean, I
So
guess the new guys, it's just right now on hot streak is Herbert. I mean, even though Herbert lost last week, he still had a good game
yeah,
on Thursday night against the Chiefs. And then, Tua has looked great in the last two games, and so has Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, I might love the Dolphins. Unfortunately, Tua goes up against the Bills this week.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough one.
I feel like a lot of the people that are playing these speculation games, they're young, right? They're younger people who like to play that flip game. And oh man, I feel like they're gonna get burned. I feel bad for these guys. They're playing with fire. I wish they would come over. I wish they would either buy goats, safer investments. Tom Brady, for example, you could buy him and you could be okay. Or they should come over into our world and play in the pop culture world, because you don't have to worry about this stuff. Right? You don't have to worry about these characters having bad games or getting injured or anything like that. They're timeless. It's like every card
just box office bombs, and I don't see them having box office bombs in the near future.
Right. Even if they made a bad movie, it wouldn't even be that terrible, to be honest, I think. Right. Like I think the worst thing that could happen for what we do is if we invested in like an actor, right? An actor card, and that actor did something terrible. Like they got caught for killing.
Like an Army Hammer or something.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
He just, he was into cannibalism and stuff. And
okay. Yeah. So like,
and putting women as slaves, almost like an R. Kelly kind of thing, but no cannibalism with R. Kelly. But
so yeah, if they did something really bad in real life, I think that could happen. But most of them don't really do that kind of stuff that we know about. So we don't really have that problem, and a lot of them are not like really dependent on the actors and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a crazy game, and a lot of people can get burned, and they probably leave the hobby. So I'm not too crazy about that kind of stuff. I don't know. Any thoughts to add to that?
Big risk. Either take the goats like Brady and Manning and vintage cards, or use the young guys who have kind of established themselves already. Allen, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson's looking good. I mean, they're still safe, but still, one injury, it's over for the season for those guys a lot of times.
Yeah, but it's like this too. You can buy modern guys. You can because I can understand the appeal of buying a guy that you watch on TV. You want to support them. You want to root for them. You want to have a little piece that represents them to make you feel connected, right? I totally understand that. But who are the people that are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on these cards? It's just like, it's crazy. Where's all this money coming from? It scratches my head. Every time I see, like, when we're at a show and we see like these young people, and when I say young, I mean like teenagers and people in their young 20s, walking around with wads full of cash and big cards that they want like $5,000-$10,000 for. It just blows my mind, because I just remember when I was that age, I never had that much money. I never had anything like that before, right? So I feel bad for these people if they're spending like thousands of dollars and then they lose that value week to week. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's a dangerous game.
Scary.
It's a dangerous game. And a lot of people always ask me, I get messages on Instagram all the time. How do I get in the card game? How do I make money? How do I flip cards? And I always tell people, I said, don't play that speculation game. You're going to get burned unless you're an expert on this stuff, right? Unless you do a lot of research, you're going to get burned for sure. And this, what happened with Trey Lance is like a perfect example of that.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Like a friend of mine, I had this Tua card. It was a 1 of 3 RPA flawless on-card auto. And I was moving it for a consignment for my buddy, and I could not give that card away.
I bet you couldn't.
It was like he bought it. My friend bought it for like $3,000, like $3,500 or $4,000, something like that. And I think I had to move it for like $1,000, maybe I think maybe like $1,200 or something, because nobody wanted his cards at all just a few months ago. Now everybody's buying up his cards like he's like the next great thing.
Well, his big test. Well, he had a big test this weekend, and the Ravens blew it. It's the home game, but he still has his big one this weekend against the Bills.
It's so crazy how the market moves, like how everybody just like jumps into something really quick and then they panic sell. It's almost like stocks and I don't like to make that comparison. I don't make that comparison lightly, but with stocks, when a company comes out with like bad news, everybody panics.
Yes,
everybody panics and they sell off the stock, even though like nothing actually happen, like they'll just come out with like a little bit of bad news, and then suddenly the stock tanks a huge percentage. And then if something happens and there's good news, then everybody buys into it thinking that it's going to go up. It's kind of like that with football. And I don't really see that in other sports as much. You know what I mean? Except for maybe baseball. I would say baseball's just as bad with like how people speculate with these prospects that haven't even played a major league game yet. They'll be buying crazy, you know, like crazy amounts of spending crazy amounts of money on their cards. Fernando Tatis is another example of why you should not be buying into these people, right? Because like just crazy things happen like that, right? So
yes.
anyways, that's just my thoughts on that. I'd like to hear some comments for
Good
people
time to buy it, I guess. Good time to buy and not sell.
Right? It makes me really appreciate the things that we do, Star Wars, Marvel, wrestling, because we don't really have that much. I mean, the worst thing that happened in wrestling is if the wrestler gets cut, right?
Cut, well, injured too.
Yeah.
Released.
Yeah, even if they're injured, I'm not selling off if they get injured, but if they get cut, that kind of sucks because they're not on TV anymore, you know, unless they go somewhere else.
Wait for the hype.
Yeah, but for Marvel, Star Wars, we don't have that problem, you know. And I'm starting to get into like pop culture, like other pop culture areas now. Like I'm looking at TV shows. I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones right now. Are you caught up on all the episodes?
I mean, the new one, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And the next weekend is the actors. They switch actors. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. So I'm loving that show a lot. That's great. And I'm looking at
really good.
Yeah, I'm looking at other TV shows that make me happy, and I'm just like, oh, do they make cards of that stuff? Like, I watch this animated cartoons called Rick and Morty. Sometimes I think
a lot of people are familiar with Rick and Morty.
Okay, yeah, Rick and Morty. I love that show. It makes me laugh. So I've been
looking. Do they have cards of them?
They do.
Who makes it? Is Zero Cool?
No, I don't know who makes it. But I've seen them.
Okay,
for sure. You know, Simpsons. I'm a big fan of the Simpsons.
Me too. I've been buying the Simpson autograph cards lately.
Yeah,
from the 2000, the 10-year anniversary. Then
I'm looking at shows like Star Trek and Doctor Who, sci-fi stuff. You know, all that stuff is out there, and they make cards of it. They make autos of those things, and they're not that expensive. So I think.
Have you bought any Stranger Things yet?
No, because I don't watch that show. You know what I mean? So
oh my God, you need to watch it, Dan. It's so good. And this last season was the best one of them all. Best. Oh my God, it was so good.
It's a commitment, though. You know,
believe me, it's a good commitment to have. You're so lucky because you get to watch them all now for your first time ever.
Right. I'll probably get into it at some point.
I highly suggest you do it because this season did so well. I think that's why everyone's coming up to my table asking if I have any of the autograph
I've noticed
cards.
that. I've noticed everybody says you have Stranger Things autos, Stranger Things. I'm like, you know, what are they talking about, right? So I got to look into it a little bit more, but I think that's a fun area to play in, and you're not going to have this crazy volatility in that type of market like you do with sports. But you know, that's why sports is its own like genre and stuff like that, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Do you want to show off anything before we get into comments here?
I guess so. Well, you know, me and my music cards, I just got. Well, you know, it's weird. I got this back from SGC. And damn it, if I sent this to PSA first, and they rejected it, so I sent it to SGC and got it graded. But there's an autographed card of Roddy Piper.
Why would they reject that?
Sports Kings. They said couldn't find any information on it.
But it's licensed,
and it says, it's licensed
by who?
It says Sports Kings.
Oh, okay.
And it says this is authentic autographed on the card. Blah blah blah. All the other cards do.
Did they charge you for that when they rejected it?
No, they refunded me money. And then I, me and my music cards. So I got this back that I had opened up a box with Mama Breaks.
Oh, the gold. Nice.
The gold Anakin Skywalker came back at 9.5.
Nice.
And then the first rookie card of Nirvana, you say rookie, the first appearance one. Most people know it's the Panini card from 1995 Smash Hits. But also they had an unofficial first year, 1994. That's from Argentina, Figus Rock cards. But again, PSA will not grade them at all, but SGC and I think BGS will. I haven't tried BGS, but I'm only sending stuff now to SGC. So here's the Nirvana card. This is the group photo one. They have different ones. So that's pretty cool. And these things, if you ever buy these cards, don't expect a high grade on them. Getting a 6 is pretty much like getting an 8.5. And that's why I'm so excited about the grades I got on these other two here. This is Dave Grohl. And that's an 8. And folks, getting an 8 on this card, look on eBay. This is like getting a 10.
Mm-hmm.
If you get an 8.5 or 9, that's getting like a gold label pristine. Trust me, because you're not
What
going to
year
get
is that?
It's 1994. It comes from Argentina, and I actually bought these imported. So I had these shipped from Argentina, and they also make the Pearl Jam ones too. And I know on the back of the Pearl Jam ones, I think from 97, but they have different colors. There's like a gray black like this one, but there's also a yellow back. And for some odd, weird reason, that PSA will grade the ones with the yellow backs on it. And they won't explain why, but they come out of the same pack. So go figure. That was something I learned. And then I got, this is so freaking cool. It's Kurt Cobain. So SGC 8. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's like a SGC 10. So that's a very good score. So that's my pickups for this week. How about you, Dan?
Very cool. I only have one pickup. I mean, I'll show you this. This is not actually mine, but it's a consignment that I have. If anybody's interested.
I saw your post on that. It's beautiful.
Christian Pulisic on the Horizons PSA 10 right here. So when the World Cup comes, guys, expect a lot of hype on soccer cards. That's going to be a fun time.
This in 2 more months.
Yeah, that's going to be a really fun time for the hobby. So if anybody's interested in this, I have this on consignment. But this
is that right? It doesn't start in mid-November?
Yeah, I think so. And then this is a really fun pickup. I really love this card. Sergeant Slaughter.
I saw that today, Dan. That was so freaking cool. I just love the design of it.
Yeah, I love these Prism sticker cards, and Sergeant Slaughter is one of my like childhood favorites because he's a G.I. Joe. And then you can't see it from this, but there's writing around the border of this card, and it's the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's what it is?
Yeah, so I think this is just a super cool pickup for me. Anytime I can find these slab cards, I have to buy them slab because I don't trust the fakes because there's a lot of fakes out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right. So I just get the ones that are slabbed.
That's probably why I don't grade many of the Prism vendor cards.
Yeah. And I don't care about the grade. Any one that's slabbed, I just pick up. But
because the only vendor Prism cards that I see that PSA will grade are the wrestling ones. Those are AWA, right?
Yeah.
And then they do the basketball ones that you had, that Jordan.
And, I've got some X-Men ones. I've got some X-Men ones from the 90s. I'm going to ask them if they'll grade them because I think that'd be super cool.
Let me know because I sent those ones in, the ones you showed me, and they last year, especially I sent them in the bulk submission, and they all got rejected.
You know what I found out about PSA is you got to bug them. You got to contact their customer service, and their customer service has to contact their research team and get like an approval. And then you can send in these like niche cards. And sometimes you have to explain to them what it is because they don't know, right? So you might be the first one submitting this type of card and you have to educate them so that they know what to do with it. You know what I mean?
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah. So those are the pickups. Okay, let's get into some of these comments here.
Let's do it. Do you remember where we were?
Yeah.
Baked Barrel Raw. What's up, fellas? How's everything? Any new comic book editions, Dan? And Merle, how's your neck? Like I said, I had my second procedure today. It was a doozy, and I may have another one next month, but I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. Dan, how about your comic book editions?
No. Well, I did buy where is it? I'll show you guys real quick here. Give me a second.
Yeah, my neck's doing better, but it really hurt today. It hurt more than the first procedure I had 2 weeks ago.
So I got this. This is not worth a lot of money, but I just love it. If you're from the 90s, I
remember that one very well.
Yeah, if you were around in the 90s and you collected comic books, when they came out with the 2099 series of Spider-Man, Punisher, Dr. Doom, X-Men, all those guys, that was like a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, what year was that, Dan?
1992.
Yeah, I definitely remember that very well.
So I love this this comic because it's got the red foil. It's just a beautiful, beautiful picture. I love this version of Spider-Man. He looks so cool to me. So I just bought this for like nostalgic purposes because I opened a pack of Spider-Man metal and I pulled a 2099 Spider-Man base card where they use this picture, and I just had to match it up with this comic book. So I got that. So that's pretty cool.
Now, is that his first appearance?
Yeah.
It is his first appearance. Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful comic book. But as far as like investable grade comics, no, I have not picked up anything, but I am on the hunt, guys. And I'm determined to pick up a big comic book by the end of the year. Probably it's gonna be a Hulk 181, believe me. It's gonna be a Hulk 181 high grade by the end of the year. I just need to sell some things first, okay?
He's got 3 months, folks.
I need to sell some things, move some money around, you know, pick up some extra shifts, you know, and then get the money, and then I'm gonna buy that comic book sometime at the end of the year. Here's one thing I wanted to talk about before we get to the next comment.
Okay.
My inventory is evolving. I feel like my inventory of cards and investments is evolving a lot, where I've definitely consolidated a lot down to like some really, really good cards that I don't mind holding long term. And I think that's very interesting. You know, like I feel like every time I go to a show and I see what people are buying, selling, I see what the market is looking for, I kind of like learn. And I feel like every show I learn a little bit more about what cards I should be buying and what cards I shouldn't be buying, right? Like we were just talking about like QB football speculation.
You
like,
just didn't evolve into football cards, though.
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff anymore. I don't speculate on what I think is going to jump up in value really quickly. I look for like quality cards that are rare and that I think are don't have the right exposure right now. Like a lot of PMGs that I look for, right? I think they don't have their type of exposure, but once they get there and they become mainstream, that's where the value comes in. So I've been basically trying to shift a lot of my collection to like really rare numbered cards or vintage high grade stuff. So I'm pretty happy with where my collection is right now. I'll probably do a video where I show you guys the kind of stuff that I have, but I've definitely slimmed down my inventory a lot lately. And after I sell a couple more things, I've got a lot of money tied up in a couple things right now, like my sealed cases. Man, those things have tied up a lot of money of mine. But once I move my sealed cases, I'll probably pick up that Hulk 181.
You have any more Spider-Man metal cases?
I do. I have one. I have it right here. I have one sealed Spider-Man case that I gotta move at some point. And then I've got.
You're not gonna have any trouble moving that.
Yeah. And then I've got my Galaxy Chrome case right here.
Yes.
So I'm just waiting for Series 2 to pop out, to drop, and then I want to see what the market does with that, and then I'll move this case.
There's probably not many cases around anymore.
No, very rare. In fact, our friend Eric Estrada, he just picked up another case today.
Oh, he did, Eric. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So rare stuff. So once I get out of these two cases, once I move my money out of that, I'm definitely going to go into a Hulk 181. That's my goal for the end of the year, guys.
And tell the folks what's in Hulk 181 that makes it so significant.
That is Wolverine's first appearance in a Hulk comic book. Iconic cover, iconic issue where they introduced Wolverine. I think they introduced him at like the end of the book, so you don't actually see him fight the Hulk.
It's like a cliffhanger or teaser.
Yeah, something like that. But it is considered one of the most iconic comic books out there. They call it like a key issue. That's how they do it in the comic book world. But definitely going to pick that up. That's going to be my next big investment for sure. Yeah, the comic books are interesting because like I don't treat them the same way I treat cards. You know what I mean? Like if I get a big card, I'll bring it to a show. I'll show it off. Somebody makes me an offer on it. We'll talk about it. But with the comic books, I just kind of put it in a little box, store it away, and that's it. You know, it's like,
oh yeah,
yeah, because we don't trade comic books the same way we trade cards. It's weird. It's like you would think that we would do it. You would think that it would be the same process, same thing, right? But it's like it's two totally different worlds.
Have you ever sold a comic book at a card show?
No, never.
I've seen you have a couple out back in the day. Like last year you did.
Yeah, I brought them out just for fun to see what people would say, but I never actually done it before. It's different, you know, like I feel like I feel like I would want to get into maybe posting more comic books at a show and see if I could sell some of them. But I don't know. It's just a totally different game to get into. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for sure.
I used to sell them back in the early '90s when you got that Spider-Man 2099, and I had like a little display that went behind the table, like some of those people do now with their wax and everything. But mine was a little skinnier, and I would stand up the comic books and sell those.
Yeah, that's
sell
how
like Death of Superman and everything.
Yeah, that's how they do it now too. You know what's interesting about comic books, and this might upset comic book collectors and dealers, but I feel like the comic book game is
Picking up again.
Has not evolved.
It's not evolved.
The way that cards have, right? I feel like if you go to a comic book show, you will still see a lot of ungraded comic books. You'll see like boxes that people go through, like dollar bin boxes, basically, stuff like that. And I just feel like, and the displays look very like swap meet like, displays. Yeah. I just feel like it has not evolved the way that cards have evolved, and there's probably opportunities for people to go in there and kind of disrupt that collector base, and probably make a lot of money doing so. So that'll be very interesting to watch for sure. Yeah. So anyways, okay, let's get to some more of these comments here.
All right. Scarred Face 824. The new PMGs look super watered down across the board, which is a good thing for the OG PMGs.
I agree. Yeah. Like the new PMGs, I don't like I said, I don't like the new look of it. I think that makes it, that doesn't work for me. But the retro PMGs, I think are going to get a lot of attention, and just any product that has PMGs in it that gets more collectors in the game. It could be like, actually, it could be like a good entry level product. I think for PMGs, like you could buy those PMGs for like a low price, kind of dip your toes in that water, and then once you start doing your research, you're gonna go back and you're gonna want to collect the older stuff. For sure.
Now, do you think the older PMGs have picked up in sales since the release?
I would say so. I know the Marvel stuff, I've been paying attention to that. I feel like that has hit its floor. It's not going down as much as it was before. So, and now with Spider-Man coming out, I think there's like a little resurgence for some of the earlier PMGs from a few years ago. So I think it's a good thing, especially for a PMG collector like me. This is great. Any
you need it.
Any exposure, anything that keeps the brand, the line relevant is a good thing.
Nice. Okay, next, Raymond, Danis for the people. Rip the other two boxes. Which boxes is he talking about? More Spider-Man?
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian Chrome.
Yeah.
Joseph, insanely excited for the Galaxy, but so scared boxes that will go $900 instantly, like Sapphire. That could happen. You just don't know.
Oh man, I hope not, because I think that'd be really bad. I think that'd be really bad because that would price a lot of people out.
Yeah.
And when you're buying a box for that much money, you feel pressured to make your money back somehow, Like you feel like you need to get a big hit to make your money back on that box, because that's a lot of money, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's a tough ROI.
Yeah, sometimes like I have to like put myself in perspective, because we're lucky enough to be involved in this hobby. We're privileged enough to have disposable income to spend on these things, but sometimes I have to put it in perspective that like people are paying like $900 for a box of Sapphire, for example. That's like more than a car payment for a lot of people. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's, for some people, that's like a paycheck, basically.
It's a lot of money.
And then some people are paying like crazy amounts of money for boxes, like $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 for some of these like national treasures, these flawless, boxes that they pull. And I just think that's crazy. Sorry. Can you hear that? Can you hear Emily screaming? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, just sometimes we have to put it in perspective that the things that we spend our money on, it's a lot of money for most people. So have to be grateful that we were able to have fun and rip boxes. You know what I mean? That's why I like the Mandalorian Chrome a lot, because the boxes are like, right now they're like $115, which is to me, very, very reasonable for the type of entertainment that you get out of it, So anyway, so if Galaxy comes out and it's like $900, oh man, I can't be a player on it if it's $900 a box, you know what I mean? And I wonder why. I wonder what causes the boxes to go up that much. I feel like breakers are the ones that make the boxes go for that much money. You know what I mean?
Right. Did
Because
Finest go up that much?
I don't know what people. I don't.
I don't think
Finest
so.
was like
I think it
Finest was
stayed
like
low.
$160, something like that. I think.
Yeah.
Finest. But like,
and Mandalorian Chrome hasn't gone up since the last few weeks.
Yeah.
either.
So like, no offense to breakers. I respect what they do. It's a job, right? It's a way for people to make money. But like, I feel like they drive up the prices of boxes because with breakers, once they have a loyal customer base, they can pretty much sell boxes at any price, and they're going to make money no matter what. Like they don't care if it's a $900 box because they'll break it and they'll make $1,200 on it or whatever. Probably more.
Right.
Honest, probably more. But I feel like that kind of like really affects the hobby a lot because I saw it happen with what's it called? WWE Prism. When Prism came out, those boxes were like they pre-ordered for like $700 or something like that, and then they shot up to like $1,100-$1,200 because people were breaking them. And then my theory on these new products, right? When people break them and they pull the really good cards, the values of the boxes go down because the chase cards are being pulled. So that's really like the bad part about it, right? Because they're pulling all these great cards in the first like week, 2 weeks, and then the product just dies after that. So I don't know. Oh, speaking of things, if I can just go off topic real quick here.
Okay.
I don't know if people know this, but I'm actually in a fantasy football league with hosted by Talon's what's his Instagram? Sorry, he's gonna hate me for this. Talon's Sports Cards, I think that's his Instagram name. Sponsored by this pristine auction house, right?
Okay.
Anyways, it's a fantasy league of like 20 people, and they're like all like quote unquote influencers, right? It's this gimmick that they're doing to promote the auction house because the auction house is sponsoring it. And of this 20 people in this group, 19 of them are breakers. 19 of them are breakers. And
oh my gosh.
And then there's me.
19. How many in the league? How many teams are in the league?
20.
Wow, that's a lot.
I think. I could be wrong. I don't even know, guys. Sorry. I probably should know this, right? But
and how do you do it, fantasy football, Dan?
Oh, well, I lost the first week because of a technicality. Tom Brady threw like an interception, which is like bullshit, but but let me see. I'll tell you exactly how many people are in this league right now.
It's a huge league. Most of the time, and the ones mine are like 12. I feel like that's a lot.
Okay, let me see here. 14. There's 14 teams, not 20.
It's still a lot.
14 teams, and 13 of those teams are breakers. Gosh. And then there's me. I don't know why they picked me. I think that they wanted like an oddball. I think they wanted me to like be in the league so that they could beat up on me, like the non-sports guy, the non-breaker. They put me in there to be what do you call it? Like to be like the squash match every week, right?
Yeah. You're the jobber.
Yeah, I'm the jobber. They put me in the league to be the jobber. And
oh my goodness.
Because like they're like,
did you start Trey Lance?
I don't have Trey Lance. I have Tom Brady, but Brady's been killing me because Giselle just messed up everything. That's a different conversation. Don't get me started.
I had Lamar Jackson this weekend. Yeah. I killed it.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Tom Brady and Giselle because that really bends my corner. But anyways.
Oh, maybe you can help them out.
I know, right? I
should be the mediator.
I could do their divorce mediation right there.
Get a nice percentage off that one.
Tom, if you're watching, call me, Tom. I'll help you out. Okay. I'll get you back in the first place. Okay. But anyways, yeah. So they got me in this league and it's so funny. They're all talking shit with each other, and I just feel like such an outsider, but what they don't know is that I'm secretly kind of good at fantasy sports. So what I'm hoping to happen, if I perform well in this league and I start winning and I can beat a lot of these people, oh my gosh, they're never going to hear the end of it. They will never hear the end of it if I squash these guys in the coming weeks. So if anybody wants to pay attention to the league, watch. We post things on Instagram, and you can follow the progress and things like that. And if you guys have any tips for me, let me know. I'm always looking for insider trading tips on how to beat these guys because I want to squash these breakers for sure. To teach them a lesson, and then get them over to the pop culture side of things.
Oh, nice.
Like this guy. Do you know who Mamba Breaks is?
A Mamba?
Mamba Cards?
Not Mama Breaks. Mamba Breaks. Like,
yeah. So I just beat Mamba Cards this week.
oh, good job.
Squashed him. And then there's this guy called Royal Rich. He beat me last week just by like a 1 point. He got lucky.
Ooh.
The guy got lucky. And then this week I'm going against Dap's little friend, Bo.
Little friend.
You know those twins that make his content?
Yes.
Bo. I'm going against him this week, but he's got a really good team, so he's probably it's gonna be tough to deal with that. But anyways, that's my thing I have against breakers. So I don't know why I got stuck on that tangent. Okay, next one here.
Let's see here. City by the Bay, Hall of Shame, laughing out loud. Raymond, that's money. Grogu sketch. Thanks, Raymond. Adrian, Merlin, the whole set is the best card edition. Good to know. Mike, bad pulls, call them the hamstring pulls. Nobody likes getting them. Nope, they don't.
He's talking about my Hall of Shame pulls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that a thing. It's gonna be a hashtag Hall of Shame pulls, and then everybody's gonna show all the crap cards that they pull out of these boxes.
Yeah, you get that. It says like 1 or 2 autographs. You pull nothing but featured extras. Calvin B cards. Hey guys, what's it, Calvin? Good to hear from you, brother. Jake, is your plan to save as much as you can for the Chrome Galaxy 22 set? I'm sure it'll be delayed a good bit. Who knows?
I don't really save money. I've got really bad. I'm really bad habits about that kind of stuff. I'll probably liquidate.
Yeah,
cards,
Dan likes to liquidate first.
Yeah, I'll liquidate stuff and then I'll put whatever money I can towards it. But I'm not very good at saving.
Papa Jim, what's up, Jim? Hello, guys. Glad I got to finally connect with you tonight. Hope all is well with you both. Likewise, Papa Jim. Always good to see him in Dallas. CV Sports Cards, nothing to worry about in the hobby if do things right. With so many shows all the time, along with the multitude of platforms available for you all, you have to pick and choose things correctly.
Look at this comment here.
Joseph, my Jimmy G investment just went up. I'm sure it was. He's definitely a low risk.
Joseph Gomez is a genius right now.
Yes. Buy at $1, sell at $5.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, now is the time to buy NBA before it gets hot. I agree. In November, it's definitely a good time. PK, you think speculation money is huge in football? It's nothing in comparison to baseball prospecting. Yes, we know, and that's why I don't do baseball. Too much for me to keep track of.
Yep. Dangerous games. I can't play in those areas. It's just too crazy for me.
Yeah, that's a whole nother sport, man. That's like fantasy football times 10. Andrew, Tua and Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence is not investing. It's just speculating, aka gambling. It's not ethically wrong, just way too risky and a good way to lose money. That's true. I mean, I did invest in Tua, and now hopefully it's going to pay off.
Yeah, I agree.
I bought Tua low. HBO, Merle World, you still have the Ultimate Warrior? Yes, I do. Hit me up on IG if you're interested. Mike, baseball Topps Chrome went live without Julio Rodriguez, the potential rookie of the year. An unmitigated disaster, IMO. Hobby product dropping like a rock. Oh, really? Wow. Interesting. I did not know that. Christopher King. I'm a sports card collector too, but I'm starting to collect Fortnite cards. I heard those are doing well. Exactly. Not worried about no injuries for Fortnite. So, do you collect Fortnite, Dan?
I do not because I never played the game. It's a little bit past my time, but I think Fortnite is a very interesting play because of how big the video game is and how many people play that game that, maybe in a period of 5, 10, 15 years, I think Fortnite cards will be very desirable. The same way that people that grew up in the 90s collect all the 90s stuff now and we pay big money for it. All those 90s cards, basketball, baseball, Marvel, anything from the 90s, we as kids, we collected that and it's very nostalgic to us. And now that we have disposable income, we have money, we pay up big bucks for that stuff. I think the same thing could happen with Fortnite cards, if those video game players cross over to collecting cards, because they're going to want to collect the stuff that they were nostalgic for when they were growing up. But the big difference is that Fortnite is a video game, and so those people have to cross over from video game playing into card collecting, which is not like an easy jump. But it could happen.
Okay.
So Fortnite could be a very sneaky play, I think. In the coming years.
Most definitely.
Same way with like Pokemon, for example. Look at how hardcore
Right.
Pokemon card collectors are now when they grew up collecting that stuff in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. And I don't play the game, but I think the cards will look pretty cool because they have cards of like these funny looking characters, and I think the artwork is really cool. So, I could get into it, I think, at some point. I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for it, but I could get into collecting some of those things.
At City by the Bay, box ripping is a big FU to the average consumer. SP123, Christopher Black Knight will never tear his ACL. Oh, that's from the Fortnite.
Yeah.
Black Knight.
Yeah, that's the big chase card.
Yeah. Like the banana guy and the Black Knight.
Yeah.
It's a few people. Andrew, basketball is bad with prospecting too. Zion Williamson cards going for 4 and 5 figures. He hasn't done anything yet.
Speaking of, I guess the theme of the night is like speculation, right? People are buying up Zion again. People think that Zion's going to go crazy. They think that
Let's hope.
when he plays his first game and he has a monster dunk over somebody, his prices are going to shoot up and then they're going to cash in on his stuff. I don't know, man.
I have a confession. I have a shoebox full of Zion Williamson graded cards right now that are waiting for Zion to do something.
I feel like that guy's a huge disappointment. Yeah, for what's happened to him. But who knows? If he stays healthy, then his cards are going to be worth a lot of money. But
I'm definitely holding.
Yeah, if he gets hurt again, then oh my gosh, you're going to have another Trey Lance situation.
Send him off to ComC. That's the case.
Right.
Oh. Andrew again. Dustin from Sports Card Dad said he spent $9,000 on Stranger Things cards. Oh, I believe it.
Interesting. $9,000? Is that how much they cost?
Yeah, I know he had been looking. We were talking about it at the National, and he was looking for some. He was buying them.
Right.
I guess people are really into, of course, Millie Bobby Brown, but also the redheaded girl who plays Max. Mm-hmm. She's getting really popular because she's in a lot of movies and TV shows and music videos. So she's becoming almost as famous as Millie Bobby Brown is. And then the tall, lanky kid, main kid, he's also very popular since he was in It. Papa Jim, vintage seems to be more stable. And like you said, stick with the goats. True, Papa Jim. So true.
Here's another thing I've been thinking about lately. So vintage, I'm a big fan of vintage. I think vintage is the safest play you can make. But I was thinking to myself, how long can vintage stay relevant? And I know that sentence in itself sounds weird. How long can vintage stay relevant? But it's like when you think of vintage baseball cards, right? For example, you think Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth. Right?
Of course,
that's what everybody wants. Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, and a handful of other guys. And these guys, they're like legends, right? They're legends in the sports. People know them as like cultural icons of the sport, but nobody knows what they did. Nobody knows why Mickey Mantle is special or what Babe Ruth did that was special. And a lot of their records that they had for so many years have been passed over now by the modern players, right? So like, how long are those cards really going to stay relevant where they become like the go-to chase cards for vintage collectors?
Oh, I think they always will. They're already set in stone, I believe.
But how do we know that though? Because the market can change.
Well, I know that you don't know, but I'm saying though, but for the Sears collector, I mean, their mantle is always going to be so expensive, and people are always going to know that
for this generation of collectors, and maybe
even
the next
100 years from now, people are going to seek after that mantle, just like they do the 206 Honus Wagner card or the Ty Cobb card. People still want those cards.
They want those cards because they're valuable.
Well,
why does anybody want the same thing? Why does anybody want that Honus Wagner T206? Because it's valuable, right? But aside from that, like what makes it desirable other than the fact that it's worth a lot of money? Like you could say that with anything. You could say like,
Well, he was a famous
know,
player too at the time. He was an all-star and everything.
but I don't think anybody cares about him as a
Hall of
player.
Famer.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking like when I'm investing in these vintage cards, here's my point. I'm looking at like I've been buying a lot of cards from like the 1930s, right? Like we bought those Queen Elizabeth cards, and
Okay.
I've been buying Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, and when I'm buying these old vintage cards, I'm not buying them just because they're vintage, they're old, and they're rare. I'm buying them because I think that there's I'm looking at how relevant these things are going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe even longer. And when I compare those things to other vintage plays like Mickey Mantle, like Babe Ruth, I feel like at some point people are not going to care about that stuff anymore. You know what I
I
mean?
think as long as the sport exists, that the popularity of those cards will exist.
I mean, maybe,
Yeah,
but like any person coming into the hobby
part of
today,
history.
any person that comes into the hobby today, unless they're a baseball historian where they can appreciate that kind of stuff, they're not going to know who these people are unless we, as experienced people in the hobby, tell them that's the go-to card. That's the card that you want to get. These guys are the goats of their
Yeah,
sports.
they were all existed in the golden years, and these guys will end up being legendary, you know, mythological players at some point in time,
I
100,
feel like
200 years from now.
there's going to be a shift at some point based on the relevancy of it. I just don't see an 18-year-old kid who's getting into the hobby. I just don't see him going after those cards unless it's a pure flip play. You know what I mean? Like I don't see him being a Mantle purist or a Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig or Sandy Koufax. You know what I mean?
True, but I'm just saying. But I mean, for the kid and the young investor, it's not going to exist. But for the people who have lots of money, 100 years from now, they're still going to want that Mickey Mantle card, and they're going to spend millions of dollars to obtain it.
Possibly, we'll see. We'll see what the next generation holds of it.
And but same with Michael Jordan too.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is still very much relevant.
But I'm saying for 100 years from now as well.
It could be. It could be. I mean, like it's different with players where we have like clear video footage of them, right? We can go back. We can go back and watch games of these people playing, but you can't really do that with these older. I mean, there's like
you have to watch the old black and white reels.
Oh yeah, it's like it's super grainy. You can't see it. You know what I mean? It's like I just want. That's just the kind of stuff that I think about a lot. How relevant these things are going to be down the line. Okay, next one.
Raymond, Dan, can you find a Taylor Swift business card again with Otto? Ooh.
If you're serious about that, Raymond, DM me because I might have a lead on that.
There you go, Raymond. Alan, do either of you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards? I don't. Dan, do you?
I do.
You have a box, don't you?
I do. I have. Yes, I do have a box. I do have. It's from the 90s and stuff like that. I've got a couple graded cards, but like I haven't like really got deep into it yet. But I'll tell you this: I was a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan growing up as a kid, and I could go down that rabbit hole hard. I could go down that rabbit hole hard if I wanted to. I just can't get there yet. I can't get there yet, but it could be something, guys. Just give me a few months. If I get tired of Star Wars, if I get tired of Marvel, don't be surprised if you start seeing Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles talk on my content page a lot.
Yeah, I was on the cusp of that age group. 19th vintage. Rob, we do comic restoration and pressing. If you find one not graded, oh, good to know, Rob. Thank you for letting us know. So check him out on Instagram at 19th vintage.
Here's another thing I want to talk about real quick. There's been a lot of controversy or a lot of like talk around the controversy of cleaning cards. I did that reel for Mr. Minty and it went viral. Got over 100,000 views. Check that out, guys. And then I noticed a lot of people were talking about, is cleaning cards okay? Is it altering? Is putting wax? Is rubbing it and doing all this stuff? Is that okay? And the debate was going back and forth about it.
Right.
So I just thought that was really interesting. I even saw Cardboard make a post about it. I thought that was very interesting. I don't know. Like for my thoughts on that is, if we're gonna get dinged by the grading companies for something that can be wiped off a card, like a fingerprint or a
A booger.
smudge, something, water stain or something like that. If we're
Yeah.
gonna get marked down on it for that, I think it's fair game to clean the card.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, very right. Like you clean a car, but
yeah,
you're not going to detail and add other stuff to it.
yeah. And I think the people that develop these products, like the wax that they put on, I mean, as long as it's not like putty that's filling up a
Yes,
hole or something like
exactly.
that, I think it's fine.
Like
It's
spaculing you do a wall.
like the cards they're like are the modern day cards, which are like chrome and shiny. I think it's fine if you polish them up and as long as they look nice. I've got no problem with that. The only time the only thing I would have a problem with is if you're like trimming a card to make the corners nicer, like they used to do and things like that. But as far as all the other stuff that all the guys that clean cards and stuff, I got no problem with it. You know, as long as it's like I said, if we're still getting dinged by it from the grading companies, then I think it's fair game to clean the cards before you submit them because we pay a lot of money to submit these cards to get graded, right?
Hmm.
And in theory, when you open a new pack of cards that just got printed, it should be mint. It should be like perfect condition, right? The quality control should be great on it. But that's just not the way that the manufacturers do these things. I don't know why they can't get that right with today's technology. So, we got to even out the playing field a little bit. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts on
Definitely,
it.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you have like a $30,000 card, you want to make sure that's clean or whatever. You should have a right to do it. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
Uh,
moving on.
Rob again. So eventually, I will eventually be doing shows and have several 100,000 pop culture cards other than Marvel and Star Wars. What does well? Just what you know about Rob,
Yeah.
Marvel, Star Wars, anything relevant,
Yeah. Right now, Marvel, Star Wars, but I would say you got to
Stranger
be
Things.
you got to be an expert on the things that you sell, and you've got to be like a salesman and a cheerleader for why
Mhm.
people should buy that stuff. You can't just put your stuff out and expect people to sell.
No, it's tough,
That's the
especially.
biggest thing that people like. The biggest mistake that I see people make with cards is they think that they just put it out and it's going to sell. It's going to sell itself, right? But selling is an art form, and you've got to present your cards in a way. You got to price them in a certain way. You've got to explain to them the value to it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing
Yeah, it's kind of
on
like
how to sell cards.
fishing.
Yeah,
You've got the lure and you've got the bait and you've got your rod and reel and you've got to like reel that customer in and you've got to get them into that bait pond,
right.
where your cards are, and you're like, would you like to look at the card? Dan's very good at that. He pulls the card out of his display case and has the customer look at the card, like, are you interested in it? So you got to be a really good salesman.
Yeah, and it's not easy, guys. Believe me,
Mm,
Merlin, we go to all these shows and we never know how we're gonna do. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's really
yeah.
bad. Like the last Dallas show, it could be really bad, right?
A lot of
So
talking. I mean, we
yeah,
lose our voice a lot of times at the end of the day.
yeah, it's a lot of work to sell cards. So you definitely got to be an expert on the things that you have. Otherwise, you're gonna get overlooked by all the other dealers out there. So that's my biggest tip to you.
Mhm. PK, breakers, flippers, and whales spike box prices for sure. What the hell is a whale, Dan?
This guy has a lot of money that's just throws it
Okay.
around.
Let the
Let's see.
viewers know what that is out there.
Yeah, I would say so. I would agree. That's part of the game too. I was thinking about like what goes into the value of a card, and I was thinking like one of the factors that goes into the value of the card besides its rarity, the relevancy, but also like manipulation, right? Like part of the value of a card is how it's manipulated in the market by people that have a lot of pull or a group of people or things like that. So I think that's just something that you kind of have to like take into account when you're looking at card values and things like that for sure. And box prices, which is what we're talking about right
Mm.
now.
So a whale is someone who's going to spend $8,000 on a Trey Lance, correct?
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah. you know.
Because we won't.
Yeah.
Steven, approximately how many cards in terms of quantity are you guys holding? A bunch.
For my inventory, like for my personal collection, graded cards, I would say I probably have about like
Yeah, Dan.
100 in my personal collection. In my inventory that I take to shows to sell, I probably got about 50 right now.
That's not much at all.
Yeah.
I bet you I have
I don't like
personal
that.
and sell probably have over 1,000
Yeah, I don't like the
at
I, I
least.
I get like anxiety. If I have too much stuff, I get anxiety about it. So I like to keep a lean inventory.
Hmm.
I learned that early on when I got back in the game. I bought a whole bunch of stuff and it was just like sitting around my room, and I was like, oh,
It's
I
a lot.
yeah. So I had to like sell through it. And I kind of like to operate that way, but everybody's different. Like Merlin's got totally opposite. He's got over 1,000 cards. So
Right.
everybody's different. I think what you really have to focus on is how much money you have invested in all this stuff.
Exactly.
That's what really is
Log it all. That's what I do. I log
the
it
creation
all
factor. Yeah.
to keep up with it.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm filtering through these comments here.
Dodger 27, will you guys be attending the Del Mar show? I thought it was better than Burbank. I thought Burbank was the best of them all, but I'm probably could definitely be at Del Mar. I'm trying to get Dan to attend it with me because
we'll
if he
there, guys.
doesn't, he'll still show up every single day like he did at Burbank Card Show.
We'll be there, guys.
We'll be there. Maurice got Upper Deck Mantle Griffey Dual Auto. Wow. Plus other premium cards I want to sell. What is the best way to sell? Auction, eBay, or larger card show?
I'd say card show.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the card show, you can usually get cash, and you can, you don't have to pay any fees or anything like that. But it is more work. It's harder. Like we were just talking about, it's hard to sell cards. You throw it up on eBay, it's going to sell no matter what, but you're going to get taxed on it, and you cannot really control the ending price of it.
And there would be anything worse if it sold for $100. I'm sure it wouldn't, but I'm just saying that could happen. So who else we have next? That was Maurice. Okay. I think Dan's also going to the Las Vegas card show too. I think that's what it's called. I know there's also the Beckett Summit or whatever it is. Is it Beckett Summit? Coming up in Vegas? There's two Vegas shows.
Yeah.
I got them both confused.
I'm going to the Las Vegas card show. I'll be there.
Las Vegas card show.
You know what's weird about that? That goes from Thursday, Friday to Saturday. So
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, not a Sunday show.
Yeah.
Good idea, since NFL will be on Sunday.
Yeah, I got roped into that card show, but
by Jordan.
Yeah, by Jordan.
How dare you, Jordan?
he called me up. He said he was in a tight spot. He needed me to take a table from him to give him the cash to pay off this bookie that he owes money to. So I said, all right.
Does he know you're bad luck now?
I'll help you out. I'll help you out.
You may need Jordan's juju.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be a terrible show. I already know it. No, just kidding. Just kidding, Jordan.
Jordan did very well at Burbank, not Burbank, in Dallas.
Yeah. He made sure to rub it in on the last day.
I know. GC, are you guys going to the industry summit? That's what I was talking about, right? Is that the one that Beckett sponsors?
Yeah, I'm not going to
either.
the summit. The summit is. I went to the summit show last year, and the card show is just like whatever, It wasn't anything special to me last year. The value of the summit is if you're in the industry and you want to meet other people in the industry and some of the bigger names, then you go to the summit to network. So if you're in the, if you have a business associated with the hobby, you sell products or stuff like that, you make, content around that kind of stuff, then yeah, that's where the value is. But for somebody like me, I mean, I'm just a card seller. I make a little bit of content here and there to make fun of myself, but I mainly, my world revolves around selling cards. So that's why I'm not going to go to the summit. And it's the week before the Las Vegas card show. So I rather go to the bigger card show. 2
back-to-back.
Yeah, I'd rather go to the bigger card show. That's why I chose the Las Vegas one.
I know the industry summit is a Saturday, Sunday show, and the card show is, and then the summit is on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday after the card show.
They probably did it that way on purpose because they were probably trying to coincide together, because that's probably why the card show is from Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
And then you just stay there for the next one.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
Eric Stanley, I collect Breaking Bad cards. That's pretty good. I just sold some of the Sal ones from that during the show, and they did very well.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, are you setting up in Vegas or walking around? Dan, you're setting up the Vegas, but the Vegas card show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm setting up there. I was gonna walk it, but then Jordan roped me into it. So
how dare him?
Let's see here. I'll highlight this from Cooter.
Okay, Cooter, it's good to see you, buddy. IMO, a foreign substance such as gum or wax residue was not part of the manufacture and okay to remove. Adding wax to enhance gloss is altering, same as trimming a card as it modifies the card as printed. Oh, did I know?
Yes, a lot of strong opinions about this, but I guess it is. Everybody's gonna say it differently. Until like I would say until the grading companies
trimming, yeah.
Until the grading companies actually come out with like strict guidelines about this, I think people are gonna continue to do what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? In terms of cleaning cards.
Jordan, thanks, Dan. There he is. There's Jordan.
Let's see here. All right, I think we got to all the comments here, so let's just wrap this up. We're going a little bit long on our stream here. Okay. Any closing words? Any things you want to plug?
Yeah, just check me out. I put 2 videos out. Opened up a box of Mandalorian Chrome, and I opened up a box of select WWE. Brian, just Sunday League Investors, just sent me the file for Break Even Club, so I'll have that out in the next day or two. Probably, hopefully, by what's today? Tuesday. So hopefully Thursday it should be out.
Awesome.
And then I've just got some more cards that came back that I've cracked that just came back from PSA yesterday. So I'll be making a video on that as well this week. So make sure you hit me up on YouTube and subscribe to Merle World Cards at Merle World Cards. That's 2 words. It'll be Merle World and then Cards. And then check me on Instagram. So if you like any of the cards that you see on my YouTube, Instagram, or eBay, hit me up on IG, and I'll give you a better deal.
Yeah.
And that's it. Also, Dan, I just remembered I have an event next Tuesday, so we'll have to do Between Two Slabs either Monday or Wednesday next week. I'm going to go. I forgot my friend is taking me to see Roger Waters of Pink Floyd next Tuesday, so I'm going to do it.
Awesome. Yeah.
We'll have to decide.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out, and we'll let you guys know the adjustment to our regularly scheduled programming. If you guys, I continue to have to do this plug every week until we get there, but please subscribe and help Merlin get to 1,000 subscribers so that he can do his giveaway, because I want him to get rid of that Britney Spears cutout that he has.
I have 2 of them now.
Yeah.
2.
So I want him to get rid of that so he stops wearing that wig all the time.
I got to do it again. I haven't reprised that in a while since I sold her card.
Yeah, you might have to make the giveaway bigger. If it's taking this long, you might have to make the giveaway bigger.
I may have to and wear the Britney Spears outfit again to promote the giveaway.
You might have to revise this giveaway because we need.
Dan, will you do it with me? Will you dress up as Britney Spears?
No, I will not. I will not. Okay, I will not. Okay.
I think Jordan said he would.
Okay. Yes. Jordan will look good in that wig for sure.
Or Adrian would help me.
Yes, Adrian will do it. Adrian's racing you. Adrian's racing you to that 1,000.
Oh, then he can. We'll have that battle. Then he could be Christina Aguilera.
Yes.
And I'll be Britney.
please help out Merlin. Please share. Please make fake accounts. Please pay for the fake subscribers to sign up for him. Just get this man to 1,000. Yeah. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah, all the Merle World Army people, all the Merle World, India.
Hey, the Army's my thing. The Army's my thing. Okay, you're the maniacs. You're the Merle World maniacs.
Well, then that's the Merle World Worlds.
Yeah, Merle World World's maniacs. Okay, I'm the curator army. Don't steal my gimmick, man. That's my gimmick. Okay?
Hey, I'm all part of it.
So please help him out, and then use my coupon codes, guys, for Zion cases, stand-ups, displays, and the Market Movers app. I have that special for you guys. If you need slab mags, contact me. All that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we will see you probably next week, maybe Monday or Wednesday.
We'll keep you posted.
Yes. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good week.